Hello again everyone. Today is actually just the following day from the last video that I released. I don't know if they'll actually go out a day apart, but as I say, it is just the following day. So yesterday you saw me, amongst other things, take a first pass of this Wengi guitar body. It went surprisingly well. There was a little bit of tear out which I had to repair with super glue, which I will take a little pass at now with some sandpaper just to smooth that out. The plan for today is to effectively, finish this off. One thing worth noting though is the original router bits that I was using, even the biggest one that I have, because it's only a 1/4 inch collet, you tend not to get a cutter bigger than about 1 inch, and this guitar body is at least 2 inches thick. So one problem that I have is, if you imagine I was cutting round the bottom here, by the time I get the collet right the way up so it's meeting the bottom of the body, it's not going to extend far enough to actually cut all the way around this body. So thankfully one of my local tool shops had in stock one of these, which is exactly the same thing, but the bearing is on the other end. So that means I can flip the guitar body over, cut around, and it will use the existing bit which has been cut as a guide. So I think I'm going to have to do another pass around the bottom using the original bit, and then do one more pass around the top to finish that off. So that's definitely the first thing on the agenda for today. One thing we did actually also buy when we went to go and get that was some Forstner bits, so we might even get on to hollowing out today, but we'll see. So let's crack on with that. Second pass complete. Good to go. Okay, final pass, here goes. There we go. One PRS shaped guitar body. Not too bad if I do say so myself. Still quite heavy, but that's why we've got the Forstner bits. We're going to have to remove a lot of material. Time to do a little marking up and a little decision making. First thing I want to do is actually just mark the centre line here on the real body. I should use a guide for that. One thing I really need to be careful of is remembering which way up the guitar actually goes, so I don't actually accidentally make a left-handed guitar. Right. I am intending to remove the majority of the excess material inside and effectively make it like a kind of centre block semi-hollow type design. The first thing I want to do is actually just define a border that I don't want to go past. I think the correct width is going to be somewhere in the region of about 1/2 to 3/4 of an inch. Could really do with a marking gauge at this point, but I don't have one, so we'll do it by hand. So I think what I'm going to do is actually drill some guide holes through the key points on this, just to give me a reflection of where that is on the body. What I should really do is turn this into a template for routing the pickups and whatnot, which I probably will do, but I'm not looking to do that quite yet. I'm just really looking to map out these primary cavities. I do realise that these screws for the pickup surrounds won't actually go into the base. Yeah. What was I saying? Ah yes. I do realise these guide holes won't actually go into the body, the pickup mounts just actually screw into the cap, but it just gives me sort of an outer boundary for where the pickups actually are so I can avoid them. So we've got a guide there for where the pickups are, where the bridge is going to be, where the switches are, and we can see that the shape I'm planning on routing out is perfectly fine. I can say actually that some of those holes I haven't drilled perfectly in line. We'll definitely be doing the proper holes on the pillar drill for more accuracy, that's for sure. So I think we'll have a little bit of a clean up and we'll get the drill set up. So the pillar drill's set up there. I've already got it set with a large Forstner bit, ready to take some material out of the cavities or where I want the cavities to be. The most important thing here is that I don't obviously drill out anywhere that I don't want drilled out, and also that I don't drill too far through the material. Now the piece of material I've got here is 2 inches thick, that's about 5 centimeters, and I don't want any less than about 1 centimeter of material left on the back where the cavities are. I do want it as thin as possible because I do want a proper hollow cavity, and this is a very heavy piece of wood, so we want to remove as much material as possible. So I've already measured from the tip of the Forstner bit down to table, and that is 5.5 centimeters. If I want to go a maximum of 4 centimeters into my material, that means I need to set a depth stop of 4.5 centimeters. And believe me, I know it's simple math, but I have written that out just to make entirely sure, because this is something I don't want to mess up. I should mention actually, I'm thinking about, although I'm going to leave a centimetre for the main cavity where the F-hole will be, I'm actually thinking of going a little shallower where the control cavity is, just to give me extra room to play with when it comes to fitting a backplate over the control cavity, just in case the wood gets a little bit thin. So yeah, that's the plan. We could do with a slightly bigger table. You could get a piece of MDF or something and put it over here and secure it down so that you've got a little bit more support while you're doing this work. But we'll persevere, see what happens. That's the first hole. Looking good, feels nice and solid, doesn't feel flimsy poking through there or anything like that. Bearing in mind the bit that's 1 centimetre thick is only actually the very point of the Forstner bit. There's probably about another ½ centimetre worth of material there, but I'll be taking that out with the outer bit. Let's carry on. Well, there we have it. The two main cavities ripped out. The Forstner bit was becoming very blunt towards the end. In fact, it's still too hot to hold from all the friction. I still want to have a channel running across here, so I'm going to use a smaller Forstner bit for that. Move this one somewhere to cool down. There we go. So that's the cavities and a chamber to link them routed out. I've intentionally not joined the cavities at this end because, well, let's just say I have some plans for along here and I want to maintain the strength for the time being. That may change, but there we go for now. The day's getting on. I need to start tidying up now, so I think we'll call that a day. Until next time, goodbye.